Welcome to my channel. My name is Michelle. If you're new, hi, welcome. My name is again Michelle, and I'm here with a reading that was requested. Is the are we in war? Are we gonna go in war? So let's see what the universe has to say. I want to remind you guys that my readings have no date. They are divinely guided. Everything has free will. Not everything is going to resonate with everybody. Please keep in mind that roles can be reversing between energies. And with this said, let's move forward, please and thank you. Remember that these readings are only for your entertainment purposes only, and everything said and mentioned is allegedly throughout the whole video. As always, I provide the legal disclaimer at the beginning of every video. We got the Two of Wands in the reverse, the Queen of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, Nine of Swords, Ace of Pentacles, Queen of Swords in the reverse, Two of Swords at the bottom, Eight of Wands. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. So I do see right here that everybody, allegedly, a lot of people, a lot of countries are against the U.S. But allegedly, they're very afraid of the U.S. They're just trying to intimidate the U.S. into thinking that allegedly they have more, that the other countries have more power than what they really have, but they don't. It does talks about here into where they're trying to intimidate the U.S., but they don't get that. So they tend to talk about how powerful they are, how much they have, just because. But are we in war? The answer is yes. Are we going to go into a bigger war? The answer to that is also yes. Is it going to affect all of us directly? Not necessarily. Why? Because again, us is even including the rich people, and the rich people are not going to be affected. Now the working class is going to be affected, into where gas money is going to go up, rent is going to go up, you're going to get less money, but everything goes up. And allegedly this is the possible situation of war. And this is not just the US, but I'm talking about because I live here, but it's mostly all around the globe. Okay, I do see allegedly China has something against the US, but they don't get to do anything. They don't get to do anything, and allegedly they get into an agreement with the US because they're fearful of the US. With the Two of Swords right here, and the Five of Cups right here, it's like the despair does not last forever. So also energetically, it says right here that you gotta think about it like this: we are already in war because we have been witnesses on TikTok of the things that have been posted over there, and we also have those two physical wars, and then we got the survival war, which is all of us trying to pay our bills, trying to survive. That's a war. So we are already in World War III technically, because it's like the two wars over there, and then us trying to survive with our basic needs and trying to prevent things from happening in our daily life. So this is already in. Now, with this said, is this situation going to calm down? No, it's going to get bad. Allegedly here, we're also going to be heading to an economy depression here in the United States, in other countries as well, but I'm talking about here. Allegedly here, the housing crisis is going to go up. A lot of people are going to lose their houses. People are going to get less hours. Even people who are doing social media like me, we're not going to get the same revenue because their companies are not wanting to pay, because allegedly they won't have enough money to pay. It does seem right here that things are spiraling out of control because of the situation here. The question is like, are we gonna get drafted? The answer is like no. This is that allegedly they have to go through 4 different things to process it, and they're not approving it. So allegedly they're not approving the draft. I'm sorry, they're not approving that. But I do see right here that money is difficult. Even allegedly finding meat and finding like animals are gonna be difficult. New beginnings are going to be difficult. Anybody trying to get in and out of the U.S. Illegally are not going to be able to do that, just so you know. Allegedly, there's going to be a lot of arrests for people who are immigrant. Things get scarier. Allegedly, if there's going to be a lot of like discrimination going on because of some people too. Be ready for that. Allegedly here, there's going to be a lot of like unemployment happening, and this is another war over there, you know, TikTok and all that. But allegedly, we're also in this war of like trying to survive. We are already in World War III, I'm sorry. And it says right here that it's not going to get any easy. What's coming? What's coming? Allegedly, people are gonna start hearing like the sound of like trumpets outside, because it says like Judgment Day is near. There's gonna be news of water turning red and people thinking like it's blood. Holy shit. Look at this, guys. Look at this, guys. Judgment Day. Judgment Day is coming. Judgment Day is coming. Oh my gosh. Judgment Day is coming. We need to pray a lot, because what's coming here is a lot of problems here. Actually, the U.S. is not going to be hurt as much as other countries. The U.S. is, people are praying for the downfall of the U.S. and it's just not doing that. It's just not happening. The U.S. stays strong. And everybody then wants to make the U.S. their ally. After, there's going to be a betrayal against the U.S., but then it's going to be picked up real quick. And everybody who was against the U.S. wants to be with the U.S. because they're afraid of the repercussions. In the U.S., people are like claiming and allegedly, oh, they're gonna be hurting the U.S. It's not happening. It's not happening. Trust me when I'm telling you, it's not happening. Even if they thought they made some damage, they did not. The U.S. is very protected, and whoever thinks that they can actually come to the U.S. and damage it is just like, no. And even the allies who were against the U.S. is just like, no. If you haven't seen my other video, you want to see it, because we got the same card. And if you see this card is the sign, like I told you in the other reading, and you can actually watch it if you want. It's talking about transformation. It's talking about new beginnings. It's like a new world, a new reality. And there's a lot of countries mad that they had to come to conclusion with the U.S. It's also talking a lot about the Egyptian gods. It says like the world is gonna kneel to the U.S. Everybody wants to be here. Everybody wants to come here, and it's gonna happen in that time, because it says allegedly the U.S. wins everything that they're planning. Whenever the alleged threats and whatnot happens, whenever they shut that down, everybody wants to be part of us. And it says right here that becomes again the greatest country in the world, the most powerful country in the world yet again. Yes, the U.S. is going to go through difficulties, yes, but it's not going to fall. It's just not going to fall. It's actually going to become like the CEO of everything, if it wasn't already. again, we're not going to get drafted. Allegedly, they're not going to, because a lot of things. And it's just difficulties with money and all of that, because, you know, the aftermath, which we already know that, you know, we experienced some things with in between Ukraine and Russia whenever, you know, the gas and all that. But it's just prices. You need to be just wise. A lot of people from Canada allegedly are going to try to migrate here, and it's going to be a migrate crisis, because everybody wants to come here, and they will want to come here, and there won't be any I don't know, any space to come here. And it does seem like the US already is, but it becomes the strongest and powerful. So I do see a lot of countries kneeling to the Americans, to us, the US, and trying to get us in the good side, because somehow they're scared. The aftermath is going to happen. They're going to get scared, and the US has the control. But I do see a lot of people trying very hard to like push the US down, but it doesn't happen. It does not happen. They said that they didn't know enough. They thought they knew, but they didn't. And the US once again becomes the greatest country in the world, if not the whole universe. I'm just kidding, but the world, you know. So my question is, or my answer to this is like, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid, especially because the person who asked me this, you know, lives in the US. Don't be afraid. Allegedly, they're not drafting anybody. It takes too many things, too many steps. Allegedly, there may be another whisper of that. They allegedly may try, but it seems like it's not going to happen. And it's all willingly, like it has always been. But allegedly, the US has the upper hand on everything. So there's no need to worry about that. And then the crisis stops. And then the money gets better again. And then everything gets better, like money, the housing crisis. Because this is a difficulty. But 2025 is the year, 2024-ish, 2025 is the year that we get back up in the economy sense, right? And all of that. Not in the weather, not on that. That's the different. If you come here from the other reading, the weather in this is not 1,000% the same. I'm talking about financially. It gets better compared to what we're living now, and allegedly what we're gonna experience is gonna get better. And it takes time, because things do not happen overnight, but it gets better. And that's all I can tell you, because it's just, again, they're not giving me a lot of details. There's always reasoning behind that, so don't worry about it. It gets better. Just have faith. But this is what they're telling me. This is the one we got. So we're going to go with the astrological dices here. We got the planets, the situation, Saturn here. We got here, this represents, what does it represent? The emotional side. Pertaining to restriction, what holds you back, going without, following through on commitment, accountability, and responsibilities. Then we're going to go with the zodiac signs, represents the emotional side. And we got Scorpio. This represents emotionally strong, transformative, brutally honest, aggressive, taking things personally, exhausted. And number 8 is the house, the area of life. 8 represents birth, life, and death cycles, transformation, end of an era, can relate to debt collection, taxes, hardships, or generational wealth. So it's just difficulties, but then it would get better. Now, I hope you guys like this reading. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Again, I want to invite you to follow me on Instagram, TikTok. I'm also on Spotify. I talk about spiritual topics over there as well. You can also book a reading with me if you want to. You can book on the description box below. And again, I hope you guys liked it. Have an amazing day and blessings.